I've never seen somebody skyrocket so fast in a short amount of time. I mean, it's crazy to see this person's growth probably in less than a year. And that person is... Street photography has always been full of debates. Who's the best? Who's underrated? Who's overrated? But influence is different. This list of the top 25 influential street photographers now is based on my taste. It's how I see things right now in 2025. And I'm looking at a mix of longevity within the past, several years or so. A mix of contest placement, community influence, growth on IG following. I mean, whatever that means these days. And most importantly, their quality of work in recent years. So this list isn't about who was hot 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's about now. Who's actually shaping the genre today. And you know what? Influence doesn't always mean the single best photo on the gram. Sometimes it's about presence. Consistency, quality through festivals, books, and even on platforms like YouTube. And you know what? Respectfully, I think we need to add tiers or levels to this ranking system, to this list. So before you question the list, I left some of these names off of the list because I do think they're a tier above, but they're not current legendary status yet. And by the way, if you haven't seen my legends videos, you can check that out right after this one. I'll have the link in the description box down below. So those few names that are right below the legendary status, which by the way, I think when their careers are all said and done, they will be in that legends category. But let me read it off to you on this special list. I have the special list right here. Okay, so let me read those few names that I removed off just because I think they're just a touch above. Pao Buscato, Siegfried Hansen, Tatsuo Suzuki, Andre Wagner. And before anybody loses their minds in the comment section, this isn't about who's the best right now today. I'm gonna read the names from 25 all the way down to number 1. Now, number 1 doesn't mean that they're above everybody else. I didn't structure this list from worst to best in any way. I mean, because if I had to do that, it would drive me nuts. I mean, organizing this list was difficult already. Now, a final thing to mention, again, I don't know every street photographer shooting around the world. Hell, I'm discovering and seeing new talent on a weekly basis. So of course there's going to be names that are not on the list because simply I don't know them. I've never heard of them. I've never came across their work. I don't know much about them. So as you're watching, and if I'm missing anybody, drop their name in the comment section down below. Maybe even their Instagram handle or website. I'd love to check out their work. All right, I'm excited to share you my list. And this is a unique one because we're getting 2 for 1. I'm gonna start off strong, and it is the Bragdon brothers. I mean, they are like the tag team champions of street photography. What's unique about them is brothers doing what they passionately love side by side. I can dig that. I mean, Gareth has one of the most iconic street shots probably within the past decade. I'm sure you've seen it. It's won awards. The lady with the red lips, the fact that they both use flash, shoot carnival, shoot parades, shoot protests, and a lot of times are able to turn nothing into something, shows how talented both of them are. Both have made their rounds in festivals, and after all these years, they're still pushing the envelope, still shooting strong. And like I said, the coolest part, they're shooting it together. Okay, number 24, I have Billy Din. Now, I just discovered Billy earlier this year, and his body of work along with his following is insane. Predominantly shooting in New York City, although he has series from other countries. He's one of the handful of street photographers that can showcase his wide range of skill set. Having great timing and being able to press that shutter button during a chaotic moment, or maybe being further back and capturing more within the scene. I mean, Billy can do it all. And he was a finalist at this past Lisbon Street Photography Festival, which the results should be any day now. But I did my own first, second, and third placements for the finalists for the Lisbon Street Photography Festival, and I had Billy Dinh winning the whole thing. Now, I know I'm gonna hear in the comments section, but I just gotta mention this about Billy's photos. I'm a little bit old school with street photography, and I'm not a big fan of the preset look on street images. And I can see that's Billy's style, and that's his taste, and that's really captivated a wider mass of audience. But for me, the reason why I don't like preset look on street images, now you're starting to make it look like a movie. And I can understand the general public, the people that are interested in photography but not street photography alone, can really get sucked into that, because there are people out there that think presets is what makes the photograph look good. And quite honestly, I don't think Billy needs to add presets to any of his images. I mean, they're great as it is. I mean, the finalist image that made it into the Lisbon Street Photography Festival didn't have any preset. It looked like a normal street shot. So I get it if you want that signature look, but it ends up looking like a movie rather than something real. Get my drift? Okay, moving on to number 23. It is Bert de Bruxelles. Now, Bruxelles, for the past few years or so, at least from what I've noticed, has made it into pretty much every festival, has even placed within top 3. His signature looks are images shooting through windows, glass, reflection, and placing Bert on this list, not just for the reasons I just mentioned, but he does have an iconic image that I think will be remembered for years to come. And in the street photography world, you can have 20, 25 good images, but to have one great, one iconic image that people know you for, that's really, really hard to do. And Bert's iconic shot through the window of the mannequin looking like a robot, it may very well go down as one of the best street photography photographs within the past recent years or so. I wouldn't be surprised seeing it in future street photography books, that's for sure. Next one is Lorenzo Cattina. Now, Lorenzo has probably one of the best series, I think, in recent years on a specific area, a specific region. His documentation of Samoa in the early 2020s is something that will make you excited in the pants. Go check it out. Doing a street photography series, street photography essay within the Pacific region hasn't really been done before. The way he uses light in his images, flash, timing is something that we all can learn from, along with his other series across Europe, China. I mean, when I look at Lorenzo's work, he doesn't need exotic backdrops or stage theatrics. I mean, he takes a totally mundane moment, you know, a street corner, a mirror, a bus, and just makes the ordinary look so pretty. So his timing, his reaction, his patience is something that we all can learn from.
Especially me.
Okay, the next one is my friend from Seoul, Korea, Argus Hall. And I sat down and talked with Paul earlier this year. If you want to go watch that after this video, I have the link in the description box down below. But Argus Paul has been at this for a long, long time, and he's still going strong. He's still motivated. He's still inspired. His high contrast, energetic black and white images is something you can't miss. He could bring the dynamic to a photo and as a singles or as a series. He's won multiple awards, placed in multiple competitions, even placing outside of the street photography genre. And in that interview with Argus Paul, he knows his intention when he shoots, and he's not just snapping away like many of us do. And when you look at his photos, you can see that intentionality and being precise and understanding what you're shooting in the moment. A lot of us can't process in that moment that quickly, but Argus does. And then, like I mentioned earlier, his longevity in the game is, you know, the extra feather in the cap. So yeah, Argus is on the list for sure. The next one that's on the list is MD Enamel Kabir from Bangladesh, and he's a different beast in the street photography circles, and here's why. He's one of those handful of photographers where he showcases an array of skill sets through his photographs. Bold use of color, for example, but my favorite of his style is his approach to minimalism, but it still has a punch to it. Playful humor, but not over the top where it's kind of mocking your intelligence. Placing competitions, placing the top 3 in some of them, and he also has a collaboration with iShot magazine for a book as well. On top of the different techniques, he has great work using flash as well. So yeah, definitely on the list for sure. The next one that's on the list is Julia Connington. On top of placing in festivals years prior, she really carved out a niche in photographing life on Australian beaches. But what I enjoy about her and what I see that's different here is that she doesn't go for that postcard look. She goes for the raw, strange, and sometimes uncomfortable moments. She's associated with a few street photography collectives, Unexposed Collective and Little Little Box Collective. And yeah, she's a voice in contemporary street photography circles, and she has a unique style to go along with it as well. The next one is from Vietnam, is Chu Viet Ha. I don't know that many street photographers out in Vietnam, and Chu Viet Ha has been at it for quite some time now. I remember seeing his work on display at a festival and thought to myself, there are Vietnamese people doing street photography in Vietnam? What? He's an official Fujifilm X photographer, placing in festivals in years prior. And to me, he's really the pioneer of Vietnamese street work because it is underrepresented on a global stage. And the one thing I could appreciate about his work is he does a good job at bridging both, you know, the documentary, raw type of street photography with fine art street photography, bringing those two things together a lot of times. So yeah, I gotta add Chu Viet Ha to the list. Okay, this next one, I could have left off and put it in that tier above that I mentioned earlier in the video, but it would screw up my list and I would probably never be able to make this video at all, because initially this video was a top 10, then I expanded to top 20, then I went to 25, and I think that was my threshold there. There's just so many talented street photographers in the scene today. And so this next one has 98,000 followers on Instagram. He's been doing this for quite some time, and that person is Gustavo Minas. I mean, his accomplishments and recognition, you know, speaks for himself. Just recently, he was shortlisted for the Leica Oscar Barnack Award 2023. He's had multiple exhibitions, workshops, teachings. His series in 2017, Bus Station, won Picture of the Year Latin America Award. And what I like about his work, and I think what a lot of us can learn from, is, you know, through his photos, Mina does a good job blurring the lines between street photography and cultural documentation. No visual gimmicks. He's not out chasing clever, you know, juxtapositions. And by approaching photography in that manner, it has artistic value and historical weight to it. So yeah, Gustavo Mina is definitely on the list. The next one might be a little controversy. I can see the noise already, but I gotta add her to the list. Whether you like her or don't like her, that's besides the point. She's had quite a profound impact on the genre in recent years. And that person is Golnara Simolova. She is the founder of Women Street Photographers, a platform that uplifts and promotes women in street photography.
I mean, it's alright, like...
The next one is one of my personal favorites. It is Eaten by Flowers, Jeremy Page. How much Instagram followers does he have now? I know it's up there. Let's take a look. Now, I'm not here to say follower count is everything, but it is something. And Jeremy Page, Eaten by Flowers, has 149,000 Instagram followers. That is crazy. I don't know how long he's been doing street photography. I don't know if it's just recently or he's been doing it for years and years. I think he's one of the shining stars today. His documentation capturing the chaos, the right timing, specifically on Hollywood Boulevard or anywhere in Los Angeles really, but mostly in Hollywood Boulevard, documenting all the craziness, all the chaos on film rather than digital has really separated him from other shooters and really has attracted that entire crowd of film shooters. But yeah, every time I look at his photos, it just looks like he's at the right place at the right time. What I can appreciate about Jeremy Page's body of work is he's not chasing contests or festivals or likes or anything like that. He looks like he just shoots for the heck of it, for his own sanity. And what I love about his philosophy behind his body of work is to create questions rather than give answers. To me, that's always been the best photographs, is when the photographer is able to showcase a photograph and have the viewer ask questions, create questions, rather than have the answers within the frame. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite street photographers shooting today, Eaten by Flowers. The next one is from New York City, and that is Melissa O'Shaughnessy. Now, I could have put Melissa outside of this list, you know, in that tier above, but like I said, I got tired of reshuffling the list, and I want to pay homage to Melissa. Melissa placing in contests, competitions, having her own book through Aperture. That's a big institutional validation right there in a genre in a city like New York that's mostly dominated by male street photographers, she adds a nice counterbalance to it. She's also part of the prestigious group Up Photographers. And what I like about Melissa's work and what I think it stands out from other New York City street photographers is that it's more based on observation than confrontation. And I noticed that early on in her career. She's also a reminder that it's never too late to pick up a camera. Full of knowledge. If you ever get a chance to sit down and talk with her, you'll learn a lot. So yeah, Melissa O'Shaughnessy is definitely on the list. The next one is also from New York City, and that is Pauly B. I think we all know Pauly B for his YouTube series Walkie Talkie. His influence bringing street photography dialogue to video, which helps start conversations, spread ideas, and critique beyond still images. And because he's active on YouTube and video and interviews, his influence isn't just within the frames, but rather in how he talks about photography, what he encourages you to do or not to do, how he's been able to build a community through that. It's why he's an influential voice in the street photography game today. So yeah, I gotta add Pauly B in there. Oh my god, it's 1 a.m. I gotta be up in a few hours. Let's speed this up. I've never seen somebody skyrocket so fast in a short amount of time. I mean, it's crazy to see this person's growth probably in less than a year. And that person is Eduardo Ortiz. He's one of the few that's able to create order from chaos, is able to turn a chaotic or messy street area and give it visual clarity. On top of that, Ortiz has been a finalist in 2024's Lens Culture Street Photography Awards, as well as iShot Magazine Award. And he's somebody in the street scene right now that has a rocket strapped to him, and he's making every good use of all the momentum that he has currently. And here's the bonus with Ortiz: calling people out on the street photography scene that are posing photographs and calling it street photography, posting it on his stories, calling them out, being the street photography police. I think the community appreciates that. So yeah, definitely Ortiz is on the list. The next one is from Australia, and that is Mr. Sam Ferris. Sam is still going strong. He's been at this game for a long time. He's been a finalist. He's been in numerous books. And like I mentioned earlier, would you rather be known for somebody with 20, 30 good images or one great shot? Sam's birds through the light beam is one of those photographs we're going to talk about for years to come. And then, you know what? His usage of harsh lighting in Australia is a reminder to us photographers that, you know, you could turn your real life constraints to your advantage. He is also the co-founder of Aussie Street, a street photography festival in Australia, which I hope be coming back in the near future. So yeah, Sam Ferris is on the list for sure. Okay, if you guys made it this far, thank you very much. We are almost through the list, so just hang on tight. The next one on the list is Jonathan Jasberg. You know, Jonathan, similar to Lorenzo's situation, where having an iconic series of one specific geological region area is what sets him apart from a lot of other street photographers. His series on Cairo, Egypt has to be one of the best street photography series out there today. I mean, I think it was the year 2022. His Cairo Egypt, both in the series and singles category, really dominated that year. So yeah, that's why I'm adding Jonathan Jasberg to the list. This next person is out in San Francisco, and that is Jake Ricker. I don't know if I've come across many street photographers in recent years, or ever really since I've been in this genre, that has an obsessive long-term project on one location, one area project, and that's his Golden Gate Bridge project. He's been documenting Golden Gate Bridge for years. That kind of sustained commitment adds depth and weight to someone's legacy and influence. Jake is a great reminder to anybody that's entering street photography or has been shooting for years that you don't need to travel outside of your home to create good images. Pick a spot that resonates with you, that speaks to you, and photograph the shit out of it. You can tell from his series, he doesn't just photograph the bridge or what's going on in the bridge. He's really immersed into it. He lives it. And I think what adds the, you know, sprinkle on top of the cupcake with his series stories of Golden Gate Bridge is that it's shot on 35mm film. And you gotta think Golden Gate Bridge is an iconic landmark. It's been photographed over and over and over again. And where the average person might photograph the landmark, he focuses on the people, the drama, the chaos that passes through there. So yeah, Jake Ricker is definitely on the list. The next one is Forrest Walker. He's a consistent face in the street photography competition festival scene, sometimes placing within the top 3 or maybe winning it all. He's built a unique long-term project, 100 Cities, where he's documenting life in cities around the world. That kind of ambition and consistency is something that we should all aspire to. His educational and community contributions through his websites, shooter files, and his Patreon, on his process, his breakdown, his advice on different cities, city guides, is what helps multiplies his influence within the street photography space. So yeah, for sure, adding Forrest Walker to the list. Okay, we have a few more names here. The next one is my friend, the Rico GR ambassador, Lentaro. His GR project on YouTube is what helped expand the brand, the genre, advocating for small camera but having a big vision to go along with it. He's one of the very few with the YouTube channel that has a diverse of content, whether that's on the street interviews with other photographers, teaching, community building, camera reviews, and live stream. Check out the Street Life show live last Friday of every month. And Lentaro isn't just a YouTuber within the street photography space. He should be respected amongst serious street photographers as well, because he's been involved with competitions, finalists for festivals. He was a singles finalist in the 2019 Italian Street Photography Festival, a singles finalist for the Aussie Street Photography Festival in 2023 as well, and most recently a speaker invited guest for the Oslo Street Photography Festival 2025. So yeah, Lentaro has made quite an impact within the street photography scene, and that's why he's on the list. Oh my gosh, we're down to the final spot finally. Oh my good lord. The last slot goes to Paul Kessel. Now Paul has made it into every festival competition around, and his story is a good reminder that it's never too late to start photography. Regular at festivals, competitions. He's had multiple solo shows, a winner in numerous street photography competitions as well. 2020 was his home run year. His image Q Train dominated the street scenes, also made it on Reddit. And if you know anything about Reddit, if you made it on Reddit, you've gone pretty viral. And unlike many New York City street photographers where they like to focus on the chaos, Paul's work tends to lean on intimate moments, weird gestures out in the city. And still to this day, in 2025, he's still making the festival circuit. Having a lot of good images is what Paul has, but his iconic image in Q Train, that's going to be remembered for years to come. And that right there is having influence and leaving a legacy. So there you have it, guys. My top 25 most influential street photographers today. People who are pushing the genre forward. Some are veterans, some are rising, but they're all the reason why the genre is alive in 2025. Now it's your turn. Who do you think I left out? Who's on your list? Top 5, maybe drop your top 10 in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you know that notification bell right next to the subscribe button? Hit that, and every time I post new content or video, you will be notified. Until next time, keep shooting and stay safe.